Hello, welcome to my no frills, plain vanilla, no special effects channel. I am Greg. This is going to be my BookTube Newbie Tag. Actually, this is my second attempt at the Newbie Tag because on my first attempt, something ate my sound. And I really can't have a video with sound, so here I go, Newbie Tag round 2. 10 questions. Question number 1. Why did you start this channel? I started this channel because I like to talk about books. I live about 30 miles south of Seattle, and in the suburbs we don't really have good bookstores. So if I wanted to go, I'd have to drive all the way to Seattle, and I don't really like to do that. We don't have any book events down here, so I decided, why don't I start this channel and see what comes of it? I am a complete amateur, and I am jumping into the lake to see if I can swim or make videos. Question number 2. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to BookTube? I don't know. I guess that's going to be for other people to discover. I will just talk about the books that I want to talk about in the way I want to talk about them. And if someone thinks that's fun or someone thinks that's unique and wants to watch it, that's great. If I fade into obscurity, well, that's going to be the fate. I'm sure it happens to many people. I hope it doesn't happen to me, but we shall see. Question number 3. What are you most excited about for this new channel? I am excited about talking about books. And I'm also making a record of my library. You can see behind me I have a lot of Billy bookcases filled with lots of books. This summer I am going to be packing up these books and boxing them up and shipping them across the country to Virginia. And I will be building a whole new library and a whole new house, and I sort of wanted a record to see what it's like to disassemble a library and reassemble a library. Maybe that would even be interesting to some people. Who knows? I will find out. Question number 4. Why do you love reading? It's just what I do. It's an experience. It's how I take in the world. I love the stories and novels and the history of nonfiction and the exploration of what you can find in a book. And some people like to watch TV, some people like going to movies, and some people like playing sports. Some people will like something else. I just like reading. That's who I am. Next question. Question number 5. What book or series got you into reading? H.P. Lovecraft. When I was in 6th grade, I discovered a cache of H.P. Lovecraft paperbacks in the basement that probably belonged to my older brother or my father. And these were the old Ballantine paperbacks that had those gruesome heads on the cover. I remember one of a head being split open and bats trying to crawl out and a huge leather band held together by a lock. And they were just fascinating. So I had to pick them up and try them. They were more advanced than what I should have been reading, but I tried them. In my 6th grade class, we had a mandatory 15 or 30-minute reading session every day, and the teacher was not too pleased when she first saw me bringing in these paperbacks. She tried to give me more age-appropriate material. She handpicked this old book that must have been 20, 30, maybe 40 years old. And it was the story of a little boy on a Wagons West adventure. And something happens to the wagons and they get in trouble, and it turns out that only the little boy can save them. Oh, hurrah! I hated that book. I don't even remember what it's called or who the author is, but I was much more impressed with H.P. Lovecraft. Well, next question. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? Favorite booktuber? Probably Steve Donahue. I'm not sure I'd ask him any direct questions. I just like watching him talk, and I like watching other booktubers talk, and I would just sit quietly back and learn silently. Next question. Number 7, what challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? Apathy. It's going to take a lot of commitment to make these videos on a regular schedule. It's going to be very easy to say, it's 7 o'clock. Why don't I do something else tomorrow? And tomorrow will roll around and there will be some other excuse and you'll say, I'll make my video tomorrow. And then one day you wake up and you find that there's been a whole series of tomorrows and you haven't done anything in weeks or months. So definitely apathy. Number 8. When did you start reading? I've already answered that, 6th grade. Question number 9. Where do you read? I read just about everywhere. I have a very lovely leather reclining couch in my den right next to me. That is one of my favorite places to read. We also have some couches and chairs downstairs in the family room. During the winter, it's really nice to sit by the fire on the couch, get under a blanket, have the cat come sit on my lap, have my wife sit on the chair and read her book or play her games. I also have a very nice covered deck with a chaise lounge, and I love reading out there in the summertime. I also like reading on vacation. I love to go to Mexico and sit on the beach under a palapa reading under my Kindle all day long. So reading everywhere. And last question. What kind of books do you like to read? I like to read just about everything. I like to read literary fiction, I like to read genre fiction, and I like to read nonfiction. I try to keep a balance of making read a third in each category. I never really stick too heavy to that. I probably tend towards literature these days. In my younger days, I did prefer more science fiction and fantasy and the likes of that. And that's about all. So, if you liked this video, please subscribe. Please give it a thumbs up. If you think I'm a total blowhard and bloviating, give it a thumbs down so I know I'm doing a bad job. Anyway, goodbye, and if you made it these 8 minutes watching me, I do thank you. So long.